Hello everyone, Chef Charles here, and today I'm going to be making my cinnamon rolls. It's been a while since I made them, so I feel like I could go ahead and share it with everybody. I'm going to start off by making the dough, and this is my ingredients that I put in it. I got some flour, some milk with a little water in it. I got some yeast and a little salt in here, some eggs, and then of course some sugar, kind of get the dough a little sweetness to it. All right, first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add my flour in this bowl. Then I'm gonna add my sugar and my yeast and also my salt. Now I like to start off with this paddle attachment first, just so I can kind of get everything mixed together real good. And then eventually I'm gonna switch over to the dough hook. All right, next I'm going to add my eggs. All right, I'm gonna just add them one at a time. All right, next I'm going to take my milk and water mixture, and I'm just going to heat this up just enough for it to get warm. It doesn't have to be boiling hot. All right, as you can see, this is almost coming up to a boil. I'm just going to scald it. Basically means just heating it up where it's almost to the boiling point. I'm going to kill the heat on it. This is just going to help the dough rise whenever I pour it into there. All right, at this point, I'm just going to switch to my dough hook. And I'm just going to take my milk mixture. I'm going to add this in real slow, just till it forms a ball around that dough hook. We're gonna let this go probably for about 5 minutes or so. Once all that milk is incorporated in there real good, it's gonna turn into a ball and it's gonna hook around that dough hook. And we'll check it again after a minute. All right, as you can see, that dough is finally coming together. I'm gonna just let it go for an additional 4 or 5 more minutes, just until it gets nice and springy, and we'll check it again in a minute. All right, after a while, your dough should be nice and elastic. Whenever you push it, it should kind of spring back, and it should be soft. It shouldn't be sticky at all. See, this just kind of pull away from the dough hook. So we're gonna take this out and we're gonna roll it out. See how clean that dough hook is? That's good to go right here. So I'm just gonna take this out. I'm gonna roll it out. I'm gonna put our filling in it next. All right, before we roll our dough out, we're gonna make our filling that's gonna go inside of the cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna just take one stick of unsalted butter. I'm gonna melt that down a little bit. Then I'm gonna add some brown sugar. And I'm going to add a little cinnamon in here. Whenever this butter is melted all the way, you can go ahead and kill the heat on it. You don't have to boil it, just enough to kind of melt everything together. All right, that looks good right there. All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead and roll our dough out. Got my rolling pan right here. Just gonna flour my surface just a little bit. A little bit on my rolling pan. Once you get this out far as it can go, we're gonna put our cinnamon mixture in that we just made a minute ago on the stove. Just spread it out real good, and then we're gonna divide it in half. Basically, we're gonna put half of that cinnamon mixture in here, and then we're gonna put the other half on the bottom of our pan that we're gonna bake it in. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, just gonna put half of this in here. Gonna spread this kind of even throughout the whole thing. Now at this point, you can kind of put in any kind of filling or any kind of toppings that you want to put in it. I'm gonna put some raisins in mine today. Normally I don't, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a few of them in there today. I got a taste for some sweet raisins, so you can put pecans in it. You can put a combination of both. Whatever you want to put in it, you can put in it. All right, I'm gonna take my raisins and just sprinkle them throughout here, like so. I don't want too many in it, just a little bit to let me know they there whenever I bite into them. All right, that's good right there. All right, now we're gonna take this and we're gonna roll this up next. Rolling this, we just pulling towards us and then pulling back in real tight as you can. All right, before we cook these, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of my cinnamon mixture down in my pan. Make sure that's just even all the way across the bottom of the pan. All right, just like so. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and cut these. Now at this point, you can cut these as thick as you want them. The thicker they are, the bigger they're gonna be. The smaller you cut them, the smaller they're gonna be. But I like mine to be big. So out of this recipe, I normally get between 12 and 15. So I'm just go ahead and cut these. I like to cut it down the middle, like so first. And then just start my cuts all the way to the left, all the way to the right. See that? Just like that. Just gonna take it, kind of flatten it out a little bit, just a little bit. I'm gonna put that in the corner. Cut my next one. Now before we bake these, I'm going to put them in a warm oven, and they're going to rise up one more time before I actually bake them. So all right, you should have something look a little bit like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven and let them rise up. Normally it takes about 35, 45 minutes, just depends how warm your oven is. I normally set my oven to about 150, let it come up to temp, and then kill the heat on it. I'm going to throw these cinnamon rolls straight in there, and they're going to start to rise after a while. We'll check them after a while. All right, after about 30 or 40 minutes or so, the cinnamon rolls should have doubled in size just like this. So now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven, and then we're going to bake them at 350 for about 35, 40 minutes or until golden brown. All right, once your oven is preheated, we're going to go ahead and bake these about 35, 40 minutes. And then we'll put our glaze on them at the end. All right, once your oven is preheated, we're going to go ahead and throw these in. Let those bake for about 30, 35 minutes or so, and we'll check them. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and make our icing that's going to go on top of our cinnamon rolls. All right, right here I got some confectionery sugar, and I'm going to just put a little vanilla in here, just a little drop, about 1/8 of a teaspoon we're going to put. All right. I'm just add a little milk in here. Trying to get us a nice little whisk. should have something look just like this. So whenever those cinnamon rolls get done, we're gonna put this on top of them, and then we're gonna serve them up, and we should be good to go after that. All right, after about 35 minutes, cinnamon rolls should be good. Pull them out of the oven. We're gonna throw our icing on them now. These are good to eat around the holidays. I normally make a whole bunch of these around Christmas and Thanksgiving time. So I eat them for breakfast in the morning. Sometimes I just eat them throughout the day whenever I got a taste for something sweet. All right, let that icing soak in for a minute. All right, let's cut us a piece of this now. All right, that's your finished product right here when you're done. Nice and hot, good eats. You know, have your cup of coffee with it and you're good to go.